Today is April 2nd, 2018. John, are you familiar with the legend of Big Bob?
I think every trader is familiar with the legend of Big Bob.
Yes, Big Bob has now found out crypto, and he has paid me a visit for the last month.
Oh, he's been paying you a visit since basically end of December, right? Pretty close.
Yeah, and I thought Big Bob from Gitmo, was only exclusive to equities, but apparently he likes almost anything you do.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Harold and Kumar Go to Guantanamo, folks, that's the Big Bob we're talking about, the guy you see in the thumbnail that Andrew posted here. Certainly anybody long Amazon knows Big Bob in a big way.
Yeah, exactly. This week. For sure.
And if you know the S&P 500, if you've got an ETF or a mutual fund that tracks the S&P 500, you know Big Bob because you're down 3% today in the S&P 500, 2.7% in the Dow. It's only 658 points, Andrew. NASDAQ down 225. That's 3.2%. The Russell's down 2.2. The Russell's not getting hit quite as bad, but shoot, Amazon's down 5% today, Andrew. Trump is going nuts on Jeff Bezos, and people are fleeing this stock as if it had the same disease that Zuckerberg has.
It's a little bit different. I don't know how to play this. You remember when
Well, you're right. It's not the privacy issue, although Amazon's Alexa is a little creepy.
I'll give you my short take on Amazon. You know,
Please.
I bought this at $650, I think, or $700. I think
Please tell me you sold.
And I did.
Good.
I bought them. I made was it 30 points on the options? No doubt. I had to take my profits, and I looked like a genius at $850.
Oh yeah.
And I thought I was going to 1,000, which was cool.
Yeah.
And I'll leave some on the table. I mean, it was a lot. It hurt.
Mm-hmm.
1150, 1100, 1200, 1300, 1400, 1500. I mean, come on.
Yep.
So to me, Amazon's worth somewhere maybe in the 1,000 range.
If you folks haven't been on it as much as Andrew, the 52-week range is 884 to 1617. It is today at 1375, so it is not quite $300 off of its high, but it is heading there in a hurry.
And how do you fight? Okay, I know it's not a Jeff Zuckerberg thing. At least Amazon's trying to do stuff, but they got this tax issue. They don't pay any taxes because they do the books a certain way. But, I mean, granted, everybody loves Amazon. They get Amazon delivered. But do you really want to wake up tomorrow and have Trump tweet something else about you? Can you afford that headline risk? And
I think you're talking about two different things,
any
too, Andrew.
company, except for Apple. I think if Apple talk crap to Trump.
True. And most of the others that the president would go after were like 1 day or even just 1 hour hits. I mean, like when he'd go after drug companies. He said the drug prices are too high.
That was painful, though.
Yeah, it was a painful day, but then the next day it was fine. This has been going on for days and days now in Amazon's case. I mean, he really started to ramp up the rhetoric last week. And, let me give you a quick 5-day on this one, folks. Last week on Tuesday, Amazon was 1,580. Now it's 1,374. So it's down 200 points. That's leaving a mark. I wish this was an April Fool's Day joke, but this ain't no joke, Andrew.
Well, I'm not interested in it at any price unless it comes down a lot more. I mean, even though I love Amazon.
I love the service. That was what I was going to say.
Yeah, so do I.
Love the service. Love Amazon Prime and all that stuff. But the stock has treated you like a god. If you were in the stock, you couldn't have done better. I mean, as I already quoted just a moment ago, this thing has virtually doubled in the last year. But on the other hand, liking the service. How many people do you think can even afford Amazon now, Andrew?
Oh, they're doing
to buy Amazon stock, I mean.
Not many. At the stock itself, you have to play it through options, and not too many people can do that unless you're buying like one share. One share is $1,300.
Yeah.
Well, that's almost the price of gold.
I mean,
like buying an ounce of gold, to be honest.
Yep. And I'm sure Jeff loves it. Jeff Zuckerberg. I mean, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Zuckerberg. Jeff Bezos. But wow. I mean, this is an old-fashioned butt kicking today.
I'll tell you what I am looking at, though.
What?
As you know, I only own stocks that begin with A. I'm keeping my life simple because I'm playing around a lot with crypto.
Mm-hmm.
So I own AMD, and the people that listen to the show know AMD.
Yep.
Adobe,
Mm-hmm.
American Airlines, and Apple. So those are the 4 that I own. They all begin with A. And AMD's looking interesting because it's below 10.
Yep.
Adobe, if it goes under 200, it's like 209. I'm good up to 200 on that because I did well on it. The other one I'm looking at, seriously, is American Airlines. It's under 50 now.
Wow.
Yeah. So they know why I fly.
Yeah, they know why you fly.
Because they can pack me on this plane like a sardine and, aisle seat? You do know aisle seats are first class now.
Yeah, apparently they are. I didn't realize that they became that, Andrew, and by the way, folks, the stock symbol is AAL.
Yeah.
As Andrew said, it's a full buck below 50 now.
Yeah.
If you look at its year-to-date performance, it is, let's see, January 2nd, it was $52.99. It's down, let's call it, $4 from there because it's $49.07 as we're speaking. But on the run in early January, you basically
60.
traded just shy of 60.
And I sold half.
Nice.
Not at the very top.
That's a little discipline
but
to do that.
Why? Because I tripled down when it below 50.
Mm-hmm.
So I had all these extra shares, and I decided those are the ones I'm going to trade. And I'm going to actually go back and buy those extra shares, keep my core position, look for something in the 8?
Yeah.
47? Do you think we have one more day of pain?
We might.
One more day of Big Bob flying American?
Here's... so United's the one that's been killing the dogs, right? They've been sending dogs to the wrong places. Flight attendants have been telling people to, put their dog up there and then pretending they didn't know that the dog was in the bag when they put it in the overhead and the lady's puppy died.
I know, I saw
up
the
there.
pictures. It was horrible.
But, the stock at that time was basically $71. Now it's 65, 78. So let's call it $66. It's only $5 off that recent. So this one hasn't been hammered nearly as hard.
All right, but then one more day.
Yeah,
I'll give it one more day. If I miss it, I miss it.
All right.
Okay, and I'm done with that. The rest of my stuff is in crypto. I'm going to hold my Apple. You have Apple. I have no problems with that.
I've got Apple and I've got Facebook. For all of you people that are constantly on me for tweeting all the nasty stuff about Facebook. First of all, there is nothing good about Facebook right now. No. If there was good news about Facebook, folks, I'd be happy to tweet it. I own it. I bought it last week on Monday or Tuesday at around $150.
You were in Cancun. We were texting.
Yep. And and then people said, well, John's still slamming it. He must be short. Nope. I was never short all the way down. Wish I was. I wasn't. Never claimed to be either. But the reason I put out that information is because it's information. I put it out, Andrew, because people need to know that Mark Zuckerberg said on live television in the BBC interview years ago that they would never sell people's information.
I saw that.
And now that's what they do. And he said we would never, and now they do. Scott Galloway, professor at NYU Stern, love the observations he has about the market and business and so forth. And he has been ripping Sandberg and Zuckerberg a new one over this, just saying, you guys aren't leading. And Cheryl, by the way, you're not leaning in. I mean, she's not leaning in. She's leaning out. They're trying to run away. I mean, the company is based on selling people information about what you do on Facebook. And I kind of agree with Howard Stern on this point, Andrew. I heard Howard say this last week. Howard was saying, you know what, Facebook, he said, if you're so stupid that you can be manipulated into voting for somebody because of what you read on Facebook, you really are an idiot.
No,
and I agree with that. But I don't agree that Facebook should be selling this information. I don't think it's right. I think they hide it in the terms of service, and people need to be more aware, and that's one of the reasons I tweet that stuff out, is that people aren't aware of what they signed up for, that they can go through your contact list on your phone.
And other people's contact
and
lists.
Through the Facebook
So even
app.
though you opt out, if I'm on it, then they got your information. You didn't tell me I could give up your phone number for it anyway.
Exactly. So
I'm
is
off
the
Facebook,
reason,
by the way.
I don't blame you. I'm only on it, as you know, because my Twitter and my Instagram go to Facebook. I know Instagram's part of it, folks. Don't send me hate. I know it's part of it. I post on Instagram because I use it for marketing. Andrew and I use it extensively for marketing, for just to grab new eyeballs.
Fun
videos and so forth. And no apologies. I use it, but I'm never on Facebook itself, even though it owns Instagram. Never on Facebook.
Sometimes I log in as you.
Yeah.
And it's like...
It's got like a million emails or whatever,
it's like all these
messages.
People, and I just like confirm everybody because I don't care. But then I get all these like pop-up messages, like people sending me images like of memes or crazy stupid stuff. And I'm looking, I'm like, well, why are you sending this to John? And then there's like one or two like, hey, like friends.
Yeah.
They think I'm you. And then I'm like really surly and mean to them.
Great.
Just kidding. No, I just ignore them and I get off real quick. But there's people that just live on this stuff and they're... Anyway, God bless them. I'm not a part of that. So what do we do?
Let me ask you about this one, Andrew. So we've both been trading for a long time. This is a hammering, folks. Like, we've seen them before. Obviously, we saw it in 2008. We saw it in 2000. We've seen markets that go down like this. And right now we're violating the 200-day moving average. If you're an absolute newbie, well, you should listen to Chris Irons, because Chris and I will do a podcast later today. He's quote the Raven, by the way.
You're doing one with him?
Doing one
Fantastic.
with him. Chris Irons is great about this, but he'd tell you, hey, just broke the 200-day moving average. What is a moving average? It smooths out the prices. So if you don't want to look at highs and lows and you want to look at overall where is the market, trending up, trending down, blah, 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 you smooth it out by using moving averages. 20-day, 50-day, 100-day, 200-day, whatever you like. A lot of people, of course, focus on the 200-day. We blew through that like a hot knife through butter today. It was roughly, I think, 25.89 in the S&P or something like that, Andrew. We burned through that. Burned it. And now the question is, of course, does the market gather itself at the lows of the year, or do we just keep burning lower?
So should I title thumbnail, Big Bob doesn't care about 200-day moving average?
Big Bob don't care about 200-day.
Or Big Bob does care.
Or Big Bob does care, yeah. Maybe
Big Bob gets re-energized at the 200. I should say Big Bob enjoys 200-day moving average, or he's throwing a party. He's throwing a party.
True.
You're invited. Just don't be surprised what's served.
Exactly. Yeah, you guys got to rewatch Harold and Kumar Go to Guantanamo, because Big Bob is doing a number on the market, just like he did on those prisoners in Guantanamo.
He's throwing an after-hours 200-day moving average party.
With extra mayo.
It's a rave, man.
Apparently it is. Wow.
All right, so what else we got today?
Well, let's take a quick look over it and see what's hitting on as far as unusual activity and so forth, Andrew. We've got a ton of puts. I must admit, folks, everything virtually is a put spread. A bullish one, let's see. I've got a short put roll. People are wondering, what's a short put roll? Okay, here's what it is, folks. So people were short the April 45 puts. They bought those in Oracle, and they sold the June 43 puts with the stock at basically 44.75 in Oracle. This is Oracle, ORCL. So they rolled down. They got out of their Aprils, which are going to expire in 3 weeks, and they're pushing it out to June and taking in some fat premium. So, in other words, with the volatility pump, and that means that the options are fatter, they have more premium than they normally would have. People have decided, I'm going to take advantage of that, so I'm going to sell those. But they needed to buy back their short April puts before they did that. Other than that, Andrew, man, look at this. It's just puts. L Brands, they're buying puts. 18,000 of the April 3750 puts bought for $1.50. Wow. And then they sold 18,000 of the May 35 puts against it. Earnings are in May, not in April, but man, there is just a lot of put activity across the board today. And the volatility, the VIX, has been picking up pretty dramatically. Not as big a dramatic move as you would normally see for a 600-point drop, though, Andrew, I would say, because we're only up $4. The VIX is 24.41. That's only, basically back to, let's see, so February 8th, we hit 34. February 5th, on a spike, allegedly, we hit 50, but the high readings are right around 37, 38. So we're a far cry from that, and yet we're continuing to see a lot of, big volume on puts, big volume in the VIX.
All right, well, that'll leave us. So what time are you doing Quote the Raven podcast?
I'm going to do that after the bell today, so I'm sure he'll be all fired up with, all kinds of hate for stocks that deserve it.
Is he like a perma bear guy?
No, I don't think he is, but he's definitely, I think on days when the market moves down, Chris does even better than on days when it moves up. So I think he likes the downside.
He's a hater.
Dark side.
It's a dark side. All right, man.
So we'll be on a podcast with him. He's Andrew Coffey. You can follow him at Coffey Grinds, Coffey Grinds. And I'm John Najarian, Jon Najarian. And we hope you tell a friend about the podcast. And we'll look forward to talking with you later.